Hey everybody, it's Invicta. It's another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Oh man, the mosh pit making it difficult on me because we did have another video crossing 2,000 likes, which means the like streak is back on schedule, and we got to hit it this week. It's got to happen. It just has to happen this week, otherwise we're going to be switching it up. And thank you all very much for all the support here. Mosh pit really rallying over the weekend and catching up on the likes as well. Been an exciting weekend nonetheless, and hopefully we keep on improving because lately I feel like I haven't been playing all that well, but yesterday was definitely a nice change of pace. So here's your meme of the day, brought to you by, I'm gonna say, oh, such a doll on this Invicta subreddit. Top thread was so close yet so far away, and then in the thread they said it was a sad day. Yeah, that is very, very sad. I saw the face of Isaac first. I think you're playing Judas actually. Well, I mean, still Isaac. And I saw that, I thought maybe you had Dead Dove for a second. I was like, wait, what's the screenshot for? But then I realized that no, that is not the Dead Dove face. That is the Ouija board face. So very tragic indeed. Seed day is going to be Victor Hotel Kilo Zulu Juliet 9 X-Ray Alpha. We got good damage but bad tears, and it's Curse of Loss, so that's always fun. Also put the poop out there. We have a useless spacebar item. Would be nice to get a bomb here for this tinted rock, obviously, but right now we don't have a whole lot to go off of. We did get a nice movement speed upgrade, which is something that we did need. And the poop is definitely an item that exists in the Binding of Isaac. But we need a little bit more tiers here. 2.35 is kind of low. We are starting with Gimpy, which is a very good item for us in the early goings, especially if we end up getting something like IV Bag, something like a Temperance Machine, or maybe even a Demon Judgment. We'll be able to possibly spawn a bunch of soul hearts for us, depending on how lucky we are, or how lucky the game feels to need to let us be. Look for Petrified Poop here, as that would be nice. We have a free trinket slot right now. Don't really plan on doing anything with the poop all that much unless we somehow get Hallowed Ground, or even Midas Touch or something like that. Then it would be okay. Secret room is there. Hopefully we spawn a bomb here, and we did not. So we've got 2 tinted rocks and a secret room to get a payout from, and hopefully that will result in, more bombs, more keys, more soul hearts. Not too worried about getting a soul heart right now. I think that hopefully we'll be able to get one out of the curse room. Also, I'm just noticing our shot speed is very bad. Get a bomb here. I mean, I say very bad. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst. Okay, so we did not spawn a soul heart there. Get the D-Twizzle. Okay. Oh, baby. Now we're cooking. Talk about the D12. The D12 is going to reroll all rocks, pots, skulls, and everything. And it gives you, it creates opportunities. Because it can roll, and usually does roll, into tinted rocks. This would actually be a much better room to roll the D-Twizzle in. D12. Including those steel blocks. All those blocks can be re-rolled with. Don't really want to pick this up now, but we might as well. Already gotten entry into the item room, but we'll just do it again. Oh my gosh, and the D and Fizzle. What in the world is going on here? So now we have an opportunity to start with a secret room item that was rolled by the D Infinity, which I am going to take over the D12 because, spoiler alert, the D Infinity can be the D12. So right now I'm just trying to get a full charge for the D-Twizzle so we can go back and re-roll those steel blocks in that one room below the secret room. And not hopefully run into spikes again like a moron. Then we're going to leave by using the D Infinity, turn it into the D6, and rolling the D12 to see what happens in the secret room. This could be a mega start here. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself by giving myself mega. There's a full charge in this shop, so it's something to be aware of. Almost got schmooved on by there. I don't know why that fat spider moved in that direction. We need to get more tiers here. I could have used and probably should have used the chariot card, but I didn't. All right, so I'm gonna use the D12 in here, and we definitely got some things. I don't know if they're good things or not, but they're things. We can gain access to these buttons here. This fly orbital is going to be the death of me, isn't it? Not see that grub from behind the fortune telling machine. And that right there is the reason why I did not and should not have picked up those soul hearts. So, yeah. Gonna use the E6 in here and get Esau Jr., which is about as unexciting as a re. About as unexciting as a reroll could be inside of a secret room. So I'm definitely going to get the full charge here. That'd be a great D12 room as well. But we need 5 cents. And we've got 2 of the 5. We need 3 more cents to close it out here, as we were probably not going to get any kind of full charge from the boss. And we get a second opportunity here. Get a soul heart fresh. Out of all these golden chests, we got 2 cents out of 3 golden chests. Sun card. I should have saved the chariot card here. I actually noticed that we swapped. I almost want to poison touch bomb Widow here, because it would also possibly trigger us to get a payout from Gimpy. See the poison touch, little poison graphic go on those nubs. You could also try to trigger Gimpy by going in and out of the curse room, which is a little bit safer. Those 2 or 3 have spun already, but we still need 1 cent, and I really don't want to. I really don't want to ding our donation machine just for 1 cent. I'm hoping that maybe we just get lucky and get a penny here, and we did. Okay. All right. So now what we can do is we can buy this full charge, go into the secret room. Gimpy? No? Not gonna do anything? Okay. Well, at the end of the day, we came away with the D Infinity, which is a great item. We're almost to spun, and say thank you to the D Twizzle. Would have been nice to have gotten a reroll in that room, but what can you do? I also just realized we left our soul heart inside of the super secret room. Going on to our question of the episode here, brought to you by Spooky Dookie. The question of the episode, would you ever do a whole week with going for alt path for a like streak goal? Well, Spooky Dookie, we have actually done that already. It was, I don't know, a couple years ago. But we could probably do something like that again. I know that there are a lot of There are a lot of big alt path lovers out there, and I am not one of them. I think that it's an unnecessary risk outside of just doing unlocks. It's just not worth it. But you know, for it to be a like streak goal, if enough of the people of the mosh pit want to see it, then definitely, for sure, that could be a like streak goal that we could do. Right now, hoping and concentrating on us getting the Sacred Heart Randomizer week going, though. That would be a lot of fun. I know that it definitely breaks the mold for people wanting to see Eden, but you never know. We might actually get Eden in one of those runs. It has happened before where we try to do a challenge theme week with a randomizer, and all of a sudden, oh, look, we got Eden anyway. Everybody rejoiced. Go stick with Spider Butt for just this room here. Try to make it a little bit easier to clear. We'll go back in and grab the D-Infinity again. We definitely want to have it ready to go for the Devil Deal. We're going to have to ding the donation machine now because I'm not losing a Devil Deal again. Not this weekend. Sure. Stars card, okay. Take a Stars card. It would get us into the Curse Room for half price if we end up losing the Soul Heart for whatever reason. Very happy that at least we have a space item that we can basically get carried with for the entire run. Burnt Penny is not terrible. It's not what we're looking for, though. Really, the only problem with Burnt Penny is that it tends to give you troll bombs when it spawns from you picking up coins. So it's not necessarily my top choice for a trinket, but we have nothing else. And extra bombs can always be useful. It does not affect, unlike some other trinkets or passive items, it does not affect the key spawns. Gemini getting sneaky in there. And a range upgrade. Going to leave that for reroll possibilities. And speaking of Ouija board, okay, we'll take a pentagram and a tears up. Don't mind a range upgrade here, although our range is quite high. It's fine. It is serviceable. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here and go open this golden chest, and we get Fate. Huge. Absolutely huge. So that gives us back a refund on... Ooh, man. This is going to cost us, I believe, our Soul Heart. It does. But this gives us a reroll on the item room in here. Spider Butt, a little chest. Not the worst trade, though. With the mobility of Fate, now we at least get an opportunity to stay safer and get that Soul Heart back. But yeah, Fate was the determining factor in that decision. And Curse the XL. Well, all that momentum we had just screeches to the halt now, because now we have to deal with an XL floor with the lowest possible rating that we could ever have as a Devil Deal, which is 36.2. The reason why it's so low is because obviously we just got done getting a Devil Deal on floor 2. So, but the Devil Deal, we just consider them both of them gone. Just consider both Devil Deals just totally donezo here, because we are most likely not going to be able to stop ourselves from taking a hit eventually. I mean, especially if this is going to be a huge catacombs. Yeah. Trying to break the fistula over the gaps here, because if you do that, they will not spawn spiders, because there's nowhere for the spiders to spawn. I could have used the Fool card or the Stars card to get out of there. There's no reason to, though. It doesn't affect our Devil Deal chances at all, and I would rather use the Stars card teleport to get out of a boss trap room or a mob trap room. There are a lot of hearts here. If we end up getting a couple of HP upgrades, the Sacrum Shuffle could potentially turn this around for us and get us into the Angel Room or the Devil Deal Room. Or at least provide us with some reroll pedestals that we can use the D Infinity for. So what you're hearing right now is me going through all of my thoughts and ideas for this run without us even knowing what's coming up down the road. And I'm not trying to sell myself as some kind of strategic genius or anything. I'm just letting you all know the thought processes that goes on in a veteran Isaac player's brain. I'm thinking about all the possibilities here, all the avenues. Where can we get the most advantage out of having to be, after being thrust in this bad situation of us being on an XL floor? What's the easiest way that we can get out of this? And playing the Sacrum Shuffle, hoping that we reroll or at least get an HP upgrade to facilitate us playing the Sacrum Shuffle over and over again without really too much fear of dying. You know, all that are instantly automatic and simultaneous thoughts that I have in my brain. Except the difference here is that I'm trying to articulate my thought process and make it a little bit easier to understand where I'm coming from when you see me do the things that I do. I don't know where the other item room is. We could, well, there's our secret room. We could, in theory, go back and get that Stars card to get to the other item room. We might as well do, so I'm not sitting here wasting a whole lot of time. Then I have to remind myself that this is an XL floor, and the rules don't necessarily apply to regular rules of secret rooms. Fully anticipating not being able to get the Devil Deal here. Let's go find the other item room now. And it's Toxic Shock. Now that is going to be significant for us later on once we get more base damage. We actually do get placed right next to the boss room. So if we can find the shop here. Ooh, pay to win is fantastic, as that gives us a reroll pedestal inside of our item room, guaranteed with every single floor. One problem is that we've already been to the item room on this floor. Toxic Shock weakening up all the bonies. I appreciate that. We can just get our base damage above like 6 or 7, and that should be enough to push the threshold of killing most of the early game mobs here. Toxic Shock. We get a free soul heart, which is what I was looking for in the shop. And thanks to our mobility, we've been able to stave off losing our Devil Deal for now. I wouldn't mind getting the jumper cables, because that would at least allow us to possibly get a second use, depending on the boss we're fighting. A second use out of our D Infinity. But we need to get more HP upgrades, and I mean permanent HP upgrades first. Carrion Queen is not who I wanted to see. That piercing shot, she is not a she's not a nice individual. Thanks again to us having flying, we can basically just sit over this rock and never really get touched by her now. It's gonna take a while, but this is the safe way to do it. There we go. Do get an HP upgrade here. Okay. Blue Cap is going to give us a nice Tears upgrade as well. And even with us, despite us being on an XL floor, it's still taking us a long time to clear. And that's just due to our lack of damage, lack of DPS. But we're making it though. And we get Cat of Nine Tails, so we did not get into the Devil Deal, but now is our opportunity that we've been kind of setting up and waiting for. Now, there's a slight change of strategy I could have done in hindsight, but it's really not fair to use hindsight in this regard, because that strategy would have been to wait and go and not fight the boss until we tap the sack room for a little bit and then heal with Blue Cap. Now again, this is kind of an extreme example of what we could have done, but it's true. We could have done that. And we're just kind of utilizing everything we can get our hands on right now for this. Yeah, there's one. We got Vade Retro. Now, unfortunately, we also have to fight Gabriel and Uriel in order for us to maximize this strategy here. And this is a little bit of a tricky proposition now that we're on, because if we don't get any more extra soul hearts, by the way, Gimpy has yet to pay out with any soul hearts, despite all the hits we've been taking, then this gets a little bit more complicated. So we have to fight Uriel here on 2 HP. I don't want to pick up the soul heart yet. Unless I absolutely have to. What you doing, buddy? I don't know what you're attacking. Okay, let's go before we do anything else, because I know that we're going to have to fight Gabriel regardless. A lot of build up here. And we pretty much nailed the red heart requirements here with all these drops. All those little half soul heart, all those half red hearts really add up. There is a scenario where we were going to have to pick up the soul heart before fighting Gabriel, though. This is all in the name of us getting a third item pedestal to reroll. I don't care about the angel keys right now. It's not our priority. All we gotta do is beat Gabriel without something stupid happening, and we'll be fine. Let's see if I can run him into the spikes here. Even just clipping them is good. Any little bits of damage helps. All right, so here we go. Give us something good. Don't bounce me into the spikes. We get Pisces, which is a tears up. Common Cold, which is fine, and Papa Fly is Papa Bad, but it does contribute towards Beelzebub, but he's so bad that I just don't care. I don't need a follower that follows where I was and then just shoots. He could inadvertently cause more problems than solve it. I will take a stab or two at the Key Beggar here. Let's get a couple more hearts to heal up. Maybe a soul heart. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but we still have not gotten any payout from Gimpy, despite starting with it. That's enough of that. Very, very, very long-winded floor here, despite it being an XL floor, but we're making waves. We're making money moves here. Less than 3 will be absolutely huge here. I would even honestly take Lard or nothing. All right, so the main priority now is getting into the item room and hopefully rolling something amazing with pay to win. Probably D12 that room, if I'm honest. You know what? I am gonna D12 that. There's enough rocks in here to make a possible play here. So notice that the D Infinity gave us the cooldown of the D12 rather than going back to a 6 room for the D6, and that is by design. So what makes the D Infinity so good? It adheres to whatever the cooldown is for the item, for the dice that you end up ultimately selecting and using. We can cross. Tinted Rock over here. You tried your best, game. Right. There's the bottom half of the map, everybody. Double Tinted Rock now. Looked like one. Okay, and here's our curse room. So once again, we get Pisces, which is going to give us that knockback that we all don't love. But no. Not exactly. He actually hit us there. I could have swore we were above the rocks, but I guess not. Got a golden opportunity here that we cannot squander with a 100% double deal and a roll on the D6. We've got to get some damage here on this floor. Terrifying card's huge. I'm not going to use it yet. But we need it because you do not want to lose it. Link rune. It's going to be a black rune, definitely. And we cannot use... We have to use this reroll machine, and it has to be something amazing. Oh, well, the reroll machine didn't do anything for us, but D Infinity definitely did. We get quad shot now. And luckily we do have another reroll ready to go. You get something like an Athame or just any kind of tier effect that can help clear waves of enemies here. Another movement speed upgrade, which I guess I'll take. And that'll work. We get Brimstone here, so Quad Stone is a go. And charging up Quad Stone is going to take a while, but it is going to definitely pay off. And then we could go into the curse room. I'm gonna hold on to this. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to the blank rune here because it could be Ansa's, and that would be nice. The God's rune. Hey, look at that. And the blank rune persists too. When a plan comes together. And oh my gosh, is that a Gimpy payout too? What is happening? Aaron the kids. Game is actually being generous, and we get Blood Bag out of there. Nice indeed. Okay. Now we've got some momentum. That momentum that we lost with the XL floor is now back. Thanks to Brimstone and Quad Shot. No reason for me to use the blank rune right now. Really just don't need anything. Pretty much mapping was the only thing that I wanted out of that blank rune, and we got it. Nice, we do get a damage upgrade here, but we roll this. There's plenty of room here for us to re-roll the stapler, which does give us damage, but we could roll into something even more amazing with this being a secret room item, and there you go. X-Zero does absolutely nothing here with Brimstone. So we get another opportunity for an R key here. Glowing Hourglass, nah. Need something juicier. This is Rags. It would give us an extra HP upgrade or an extra life, but yeah, we'll take Tech Zero. Now, is there a world where we would re-roll R key? I would argue that you could make an argument that R key is debatably not going to be used on this run. We got more powerful, but is it? I mean, it's not like super powerful yet. So it comes down to, do we want to give ourselves a chance to get more powerful before the end of the run, or do we take R key and just give ourselves a new run? Champion belt here, which is just going to be more damage. We are cooking here. And it's tough. It's tough. On one hand, I can definitely see the potential. That was an anti-grav tier, by the way, procced by the randomness of Tech Point 5. I could see the potential of re-rolling here, as we don't really need to do an R key run here, a strategical R key. Let's let Blank Rune decide. Okay, thank you, Blank Rune. Man, what is it? There's a Soul Heart in the curse room. It comes down to a matter of choice, a matter of need versus want. Do we need an R key here? No, we don't. We don't need an R key, but the nice thing is that if we were to R key, now is the perfect time to do it after Mom. So we can get the negative, get the damage upgrade, then run it back with the R key, and then just get the Polaroid. So let's take the negative here. Use this freaking shadow, and then let's run it back. So R key basically just restarts the run, but it does not restart the timer. So be aware of that. Don't think you're just going to get unlimited time to do Boss Rush and that's right. Boss Rush and Hush again. My favorite late 90s rap group, by the way. The Hierophant card. Old Dookie's old Daddy, and here we go. Strategical R key. You might find yourself saying, well, what's the difference between as opposed to what? Strategical R key or what? The other type of R key is just the fun R key. The Omega Run possibility R key. Which we definitely are not going to be doing on this run. But a strategical R key means that we're going to throw the idea of fun out the window and just simply look at R key as a tool to get better and more items for our run before we go ultimately fight a final boss. That's what I mean when I say strategical R key. Eden's Blessing is just going to give us a Tears upgrade and also an extra item tomorrow. No, we didn't get PhD. I thought we did for a second there. Quad Stone's going to just shred everything, and then on top of that, we just got done picking up Serpent's Kiss, which if we end up touching something while having the Polaroid, we'll be able to poison touch them and just get a whole metric butt ton of HP in the form of Black Soul Hearts. Better be worth it though, game. We sacrificed one of our biggest tools at D Infinity. Yeah, we don't need... What? Oh, it must have been an Ipecac shot from Tech Point 5. I forgot that it does that now. Because obviously we can't just have a, you know, we can't have a good item. Gotta have some kind of weird, crazy, extreme downfall or disadvantage. I don't know why I said downfall. To cause our downfall if we're not careful. Curse the Blind means that we just don't care about it. The items here. Unless we were just in dire straits and we needed something to hang on to. Thank you. Pride super dead. They're gonna hold on to the pay to win though. It's early enough to where it can make a pretty big difference. The item in the quality of the items that we're gonna be taking on this run. Damage upgrade there from Glass Eye, and I don't know, this looks like a Guppy item. So I'm just not gonna take it. But it's like I said earlier, you know, it's not like we needed to do the strategical Archie here because we obviously had enough of an advantage with Quadstone that it's not necessarily, but it is fun to do, and at least it illustrates, you know, just the multi-purpose that is having the ability to restart a run. Oh, I guess we can take the whole lot. I can refill this bone heart as I don't want to lose it. It's gonna be very important for our devil deal. Brainworm. Brainworm's actually kind of great here. It gives our beam a sort of pseudo homing in a way. Similar to Spoonbender, not quite. Super Advantage puts us at full HP, and this is going to give us a fire rate upgrade for Brimstone, which is obviously not going to matter that much, especially when it's combined with Mutant Spider. We do get mapping here, which is great. Things are looking up for this run. Another Bone Heart here. There we go. And hey, look at that. We got spun too. Wow. I'm going to take a look inside the curse room while we're just here. Not big of a deal. All of the things that we want are going to be on this side of the floor besides the mom fight. Well, I mean, the mom fight's not going to be over here anyways, but the boss fight's what I meant. First card. Stars. So, I'm going to not use... Ooh. It's not a hugely... It's not a big damage boost by Cracked Crown, so I'm not going to stick with that. We're gonna roll with the Soul of Isaac here. So we're alive. For now. Re-roll the shop as well. More inclined to do so if we had Chaos. Really? We lost the whole house on that bet. You don't need more movement speed, and it's a Krampus fight. Oh, we got a lot of goal. No, I don't want to waste the reroll. Yeah, I don't want to waste the reroll on just a single item pedestal. We don't have any guppy items anyway, but Spun is going to help us out a little bit. And Awaz. Again, boss rush is not happening. It did not reset whenever we use the R key. Heck, 0.5, you gotta stop doing that, brother. see what's in our item room here. 30 touch is not what we're looking for, to say the least. That is the least. Store pretty much has to be either south or right over here. And my prediction is going to be, it's going to be to the north of the next room we go in. Yep. Look at the job that Tech Point 5 and Brainworm are doing. Now, us using the eraser is going to be a little bit difficult. Yeah, money back. Yep. And right now, I'm just looking for a good opportunity to be able to just erase something that we don't want. Ish mobs don't count. We need something a little bit more dangerous. But we're not going to get anything. I think what we can do is we go fight Mom, obviously. Fight Mom and see what kind of annoying mob she spawns that we can erase immediately. So let's see what ad we can get. Hopefully we can get a Claudie. I wouldn't mind that. Or she just dies. Okay. Wait. Oh, we got him. We got something. Anti-vessel we don't really need, but I'll just take it anyway. What a shot. All right, eraser is back up. Looks like our boss is to the southwest. Remember, we can't erase bosses. We can legitimately erase them. That would help us out if we end up ever going to fight Delirium on one of those runs. Another devil deal. Sure did. Alright, so again, I want to make sure that we have something we can use the eraser for. I don't want it to go to waste. Do we need to do this? No. But I at least want to show you the importance of getting all the value out of your items. Eraser definitely being one of them. Oh, I was waiting to erase the hosts. Yeah, we got rid of angel fetuses, that's fine. So we're 2 for 2 on our eraser tosses, and that's a good sign. Definitely I definitely could go for a little bit more of a common annoyance enemy. Get rid of spider, fly, that kind of stuff. Diglets really only matter when they're, I mean, if you're in Womb 2, that's about it. Sniped there by Tech Point 5. A Widow obviously drops spiders, so... No! Brainworm, why? You're not supposed to be that strong. We can get rid of hosts here. Go. No more hosts. Would have much preferred spiders, but what can you do? For 3 on our tosses. I feel like Isaac's going to be... Something tells me he's going to be southeast. It's tough. The way that the room is shaped down there, I feel like he's going to be southeast. We're just hitting the delete key right now whenever we fire. Yep, that was right. Can you get rid of little haunts? Nah. Knights are definitely not worth our time or effort to get rid of. There goes Daddy. Wouldn't mind erasing Blorbs, that's for sure. There we go. Nice. Nice. Yeah, hey, look, we got some quality erasers out there. The Blorbs probably being the biggest removals here. The Angel Fetuses don't really matter. Neither, I mean, the hosts are kind of nice too, but there's no hosts inside of the chest, so that would only really help us if we were in Delirium, if we were going to fight Delirium, which we're not going to. Could we beat Delirium? Sure, we probably could, but it would take a little while. All right, so turned out to not be a terrible run. Obviously, Quadstone is going to do that for your runs. You get something like opportunity to take Mutant Spider plus Brimstone, definitely do it. And Brainworm, I really don't know how Brainworm is so far reaching right now, because it usually doesn't hit that far away from wherever you should fire. It's like going out of its way to ruin everyone's day. I'm kind of here for it, to be honest. I don't think we're going to get an erasing this time around here. Oh, maybe. Wait. There we go. So we get the Leapers. We went 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 with the Eraser in the end game. That's pretty dang impressive. And I will take this win courtesy of Quadstone. Also, an extra special shout out just to all the extra Tears Ups that we got. That helped out a great deal. And I think Brainworm is still really cool. So thank you for watching, everybody. Let's keep it going. The like streak is almost here. We're only 2 away now from completing it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button. Leave a comment down below. We're only 2 away now from these videos reaching the 7-day mark and unlocking the random Sacred Heart week, which is going to be the next theme week we're going to do here on the channel if we do make it. So again, thank you all very much for liking, commenting, subscribing. Have a great start to the early week here in the Mosh Pit. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Buy Donuts, Kylie Smith, Shay Dotan, Julian Cash, and Armageddon Craft. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.